Never before in all our history have these forces been so united against one candidate as they stand today. They are unanimous in their hate for me, and I welcome their hatred.
The needs of working families and the middle class, not just the billionaire class. We know what's going on. We are paying attention.
Good morning, everybody. It is the end of the corporate age because we no longer have adults running around doing things in the United States of America. We have 5-year-olds and their companions. It just keeps getting sillier, and not in a good way. There's good silly, there's bad silly. This is beyond embarrassment. When you have everybody now against the clown in office and what's coming out, except for his little goon squad that hangs by him, it's kind of frightening. It's really frightening. It's still unifying, and that I can't. Joy Reid keeps putting out statements about how, see, we could have had Hillary, wouldn't have to deal with all this. And I tweeted to Joy, yeah, and she'd still be fracking the globe and selling weapons to everybody, and nothing would really have changed. We're tired of the same old shit. We definitely didn't get the same old shit with 45-year-old. Which is the best way to describe him. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's unifying.
And a Republican Congress would be making life difficult.
Yes.
For her,
yes.
as it would have,
Yes. Good morning, Laura Livengood.
Good morning, John.
Say hi, everybody. That's Laura Livengood.
Hi, everybody. My favorite day of the week. Willow and I are here to entertain you.
Wonderful. All right, I'm going to set up shots. There we go. And yeah, we got the Burnin' German with us in full HD.
Yes.
Yes, you better get used to it.
Get used to it.
Hello, John. Hello, Laura. And good morning, America. And happy 4th of July, by the way.
Except if you're in New Jersey. Sorry about that, New Jersey. Your outgoing glob of fat has basically your government shut down. And your parks are closed. You can't go to state parks for 4th of July. Isn't that a great statement of government and patriotism on the 4th of July for New Jersey?
Wait, what did I miss? I missed this.
No, it was on Twitter's. They had government shut down, and I think there might be in a session trying to figure it out. But right now, parks are closed. Right, so parks are closed in Jersey, and other things are closed. Right, that's Chris Christie. Right at the end of his glorious session as the Gov. Amazing. Density McCartney, Laura, I think John looks more like Alan Watts, not Kevin Costner. Alan Watts. Okay, I'm not familiar with Alan Watts. You have to tell me that.
As everyone Googles Alan Watts.
Thank you for the compliments. I was going to go get a haircut, but I keep deciding no because the actors I keep being compared to keep getting better. So I'm just gonna, whenever you come up with like. I'm not
sure about Alan Watts, you guys.
All right. Well,
seriously?
When you guys say I look like Larry King or something, I'll be like, oh, time to get a haircut. We're done there. Hey, Adriel, how you doing? Hey.
Adriel, is he here? Who?
I'm just like. Good morning, everybody. I haven't even gone through the normal stuff. I used to start the show and say, are you awake? And then somewhere in my brain, I forgot that shit. I don't know why. And we moved on to not having that intro. So, are you awake? Are you? You should be. You can't. Anyway. Who's all here? We got Robert, we got Kat, Metalhead, and Melissa H, and Brom, and Stockpost, and Andreas. Oh, good. We got German 3. And we got Steve K, and Density, and... Oh, wow, good. Melissa, Eko Sutra, how you doing, Eco? I saw that note you posted yesterday about a couple stars' kids or grandkids going to work in an eco village. If you got a link to whatever that was, get it to us so that we can talk about that. Diatomaceous earth kills fleas. Yes, it does, along with other things. It's good stuff. Laura Livengood knows all about that. She does.
I do.
She used to grow many things. She does now, but not as many things. Right, Laura?
No.
Right.
I used to grow things for other people.
You
I
did?
used to plant things. I used to design whole gardens for other people.
You did? What do you got growing on? You got a couple of my little babies.
I do. Mary and Jane,
Yes.
and they're doing very well.
They are. Mary and Jane. Good. Grow that weed, everybody, if you can. If I was supposed to send you seeds and I haven't, you got to leave me another message. And I'm still looking for addresses for Wesley and Naomi Scott. I don't know what happened to you guys. Hope you're okay. But I need to get your address to send you seeds or a P.O. box you want to send them to. Don't worry. You can't get in trouble for receiving seeds. I would get in trouble for sending you souvenir seeds, which is what they have to be called. They're souvenirs. I'm serious. If you look at the package, all the packages, they say souvenirs. We don't sell actual seeds in the United States. They are souvenir seeds. And if you happen to plant one in the ground, nothing to do with us. Just covering that ass. Hey, Robert, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Lynn, Michelle. Morning from Oakland. How is Oakland? How are you guys?
Gosh, we don't get enough people here from California. Hi, Michelle.
I know. Well, we're going to start interviewing a lot more people from California, right? So we're,
Yeah.
You want to talk
We've
about
got
that?
a few. I shouldn't say we don't have any, but yay,
So let's look at the slides. So we've got Stephen Jaffe. We're talking with him next week, 7/5, about the People Summit and what he saw there, and Dem enter, Dem exit, Dem whatever, demolition, which is really what's going on, and the future of the party. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because a lot of people were complaining about the People Summit being some sort of just a Democratic convention, but there was people there from all parties, and they shared a lot of perspectives. Why the Dem enters, why they are staying in, the Dem exits, why they exited, and they all evidently talked about it very rationally. And Stephen was there, so he's going to talk to us about his perspectives after being part of that.
Yeah, that'll be great. Looking at comments here, how much of California is on fire? They want to know. Laura Life and Good.
I'm not aware. Well, I think there was something down in Southern California, but we had so much rain. It's still pretty moist here, but it's drying out quickly. And the grasses were really tall. So we'll see what happens a little bit later in the year.
Yes.
But fine where I am, but I'm in heaven. So.
Yes, you're in one of the better sections at this point. No bug eating today, but I tell you what, I decided to have this contest. If 20 of you get some video of you, I don't care where you post it, just tell me where it is. 20 of you do video, you eating a bug, I'll do it live. I'll find a bug in my yard. We'll eat that.
What did I miss? Was this something from yesterday?
Yes, we ran it, and we will get to all the people we're having on We the People, but let's just talk about bugs for a minute, because yesterday...
I like bugs.
Yesterday, I ran a piece, it was a chocolate, they were talking about how when you're going to have 9 billion people here by 2050,
yeah.
Okay, or maybe even sooner, I don't remember the year. And so they're finding ways to eat more bugs, because bugs, high protein,
right.
There's lots of places around the world. Yeah. And there's places around the world where they've been starving, and so they went to eating bugs. And they're all happy about it now. So I was asking everybody, would you eat bugs if that was to replace your protein source? And we had a lot of mixed reactions. Would you eat like a bunch of fried tarantulas, Laura, alive and good?
I've had chocolate-covered crickets.
Yeah. Anything smothered with chocolate, be like, yeah, I can down that.
Chocolate-covered or deep-fried. Either of those things might, and of course with guacamole or...
Okay, so you said the same thing I did.
Or sour cream.
If you drown it, if you just drown it in something.
Ranch dressing.
Yes, it depends on the dressing.
Right.
I agree.
Do you remember a long time ago there used to be this is when I was growing up in the 80s, there was actually a commercial that said, "Don't drown your vegetables." Do you remember this? And it was about putting too much salad dressing on your salad, and the little broccoli and the little carrot would come out. We taste really good as we are. Don't drown us in dressing. It's like, anyway, you would have to drown the bugs in, yeah.
Melissa says she saw a new arrival bug cookbook on her discount book wholesale. She has a bookstore, you see.
Nice
so
to see
there
this.
You go.
Excellent, Melissa.
Oh, and Jim, a larvae taco truck.
Ranch larvae taco. Yeah, you get okay. That's somebody get these to Chris, please, over there at midnight. Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about this list. We got a good list here. Laura, what do we got coming up?
Okay, so We the People. As we mentioned, next week we've got Stephen Jaffe making a return appearance, which we hope we will do for some of our regulars to come back and talk to us more, because we never get through everything we want to say. Next after that, we've got Paula Jean Swearingen from West Virginia, and she is like the true coal miner's daughter, granddaughter, stepdaughter, niece, and she is, hold on just a second, let me get her card. So she's native Mullins, West Virginia. She's her roots with coal mining obviously goes super deep. Her platform is investing billions in West Virginia industry, energy, and manufacturing other than coal, trying to find a place for the coal industry energy to go.
Nice.
She also crushing the opioid epidemic, huge in that part of the country,
Yes.
and many parts of the country, and that's a focus of hers.
Aren't they the
Building
state that sued? Aren't they the state that sued?
I don't know.
I think they sued I think they were the state that sued the pharmas because of their opioid epidemic.
Well, that's badass.
Yes.
A couple more things. Building the energy economy of the future in West Virginia, really being a model for, okay, if we're not going to do coal, what are we going to do? And ensure, I like this, ensure our place in the burgeoning hemp industry. She's got a big emphasis on turning to hemp as a resource and expanding and updating the West Virginia infrastructure. So that's kind of where Paula Jean's coming from. She is busy trying to figure out what her song is. I saw her put it out on Twitter or Facebook. What's my song? Should my song be? So she's coming up on the 12th.
Wonderful.
And then on the 19th, we have Alexandra Ocasio, who Phil Britton, thank you for a couple weeks ago pointing her out to us. She was evidently on Jimmy Dore and just kicked ass.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
She's running against establishment Dem, I think, Joseph Crowley.
Yeah.
Might be Republican though. I actually don't have it written on my note. So she's a veteran organizer, advocate, entrepreneur. And her fight is to ensure universal access to quality education. Education's big on her particular platform.
Nice.
Make early childhood education available to all children during critical years of learning. Reform our broken criminal justice system. Invest in our healthcare system and create clean energy jobs. That's what she is for. And so we are having her on the 19th. And then we have Jeff Erdman from Minnesota coming up on the 26th. He's running for Congress in Minnesota's 2nd District. He's a football coach and an American government teacher.
Nice.
That I think is a great combination. Born and raised in Minnesota. All these people seem to be born and raised in the states that they are running for, and with very close ties to their to the land there. So I think that's great. So he's coming up on the 26th, and stay tuned for more. But we've got more on our list, people that we are looking at or talking to, and the press director of Brand New Congress is my new best friend, and I'm working closely with her because she has been great. I've just been working through her, and she's been contacting and organizing and sending me press kits. So
that's how this is supposed to work. They're doing their thing, and they're doing it well, and we just bridge that connection, and we can help their people, and that's how this is supposed to go. Yeah. Thank you, Lorelai.
So can I say, and I want to say just one thing about some comments that we've gotten from past shows. We've gotten some comments on our YouTube of people who are saying, "Oh, you wouldn't support that person. They said something nice about Hillary in a tweet a year ago," or something like that. And you know what I'm asking? I'm asking for people to take your precious purity check and check it at the door. And don't rely on something that you might have found a year ago, and you're looking for things to hate, and you're looking for things to not support. And that's not what we're about. We're actually looking for things to support. We are looking for candidates who are stepping up to take over from candidates that need to go. And we are looking for people who are grassroots, who are not taking big corporate money, but they can be supported. It's okay to make money. Randy Bryce just blew the shit out of his goal for his funding deadline. He got like $500,000, but he was looking for $50,000. But he's running against Paul Ryan,
who has $10 million already to go, and they haven't even started the campaign. Yeah.
And Stephen, of course, and then Stephen Jaffe. I hope Adriel, maybe you can confirm if he made his goal of $50,000 by yesterday. Anyway, our goal is to introduce you guys to these candidates, to introduce you, and they're coming on, and they are answering every question we ask them, and we're throwing them questions from all over the world. So if you're going to sit there and find something to complain about that they said years ago, look, this is a shifting political landscape right now. People are stepping up, learning, moving around, doing what they need to do, and really putting themselves out there. So my only ask is, if you've got a criticism like that, then follow it up with, and to earn my vote, he would need to do this. Give me a solution to your complaint and I'll be okay. And that's my rant for today.
Well said,
Okay.
Laura.
Thank you, Laura. Yeah, we covered
Got
that a
at
little
least
bit.
equal time with the bugs.
Yeah, we covered that a little bit yesterday too, because I had seen there was just like a couple comments that were like that.
Yeah.
And you know, I said the same thing you did. I'm really not that concerned with what they said, especially a year ago. I'm more concerned with what they do.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Cory Booker is a story we'll talk about that's exactly like that. Right? Because nobody
Cory
likes
Pause Booker.
Yes, Cory Pause. He's having his own menopause. It's a pharmapause. Yeah, Cory, he's a perfect example. I mean, he's already shown his true colors. He's willing to take money from places we don't want people taking money from, right? I wouldn't vote for Cory Booker unless you told me he was running against Paul Ryan. Think about that. Not that he is, but if I had a choice between Cory Booker and Paul Ryan, I'd probably take Cory Booker, because what we've witnessed is when Cory Booker feels the pressure, he backs off of his money sucking, right? And he'll know that if he wants to stay in office, he needs to stay true to the people and not pharmaceutical companies. Right? I mean, they're humans. They're supposed to be malleable, bendable. They're supposed to change. They're not supposed to walk in with these are my iron set of, this is it, I don't change. We don't want representatives like that. We don't want representatives that change based on the amount of money being thrown out of them or threatening to be taken away from them either.
Or who they're talking to at the moment.
Right. But bottom line is, we just need these tools to do what we say. And still, like Laura says, if we bring them, if they show up, if Randy Bryce gets elected and then turns around and starts making all sorts of deals with steel industry because he's, an iron worker and what, like I don't really think that happened, but you know what I'm saying? If he goes to the dock side, then we boot
We'll have
Randy's
something to say
ass
about
out.
that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Which is
But right now, we're looking to support what we love, not pound what we hate. I even changed it here. I had on my wish list, I put it running for that instead of running against someone else. Even though they're running against some interesting people, I really want to shift that narrative to that we are supporting what we value.
nice.
Very good.
Nice. Good point. Good point. 63 watching. Hey, everybody out there. Thank you for joining us here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. And the cover card, by the way, which I didn't even talk about, David Horsey, who is brilliant article. He writes articles, and we're going to look at one of the lovely quotes that he said in here that is perfect for what we're talking about. But this is basically, we know this. It's death care. It's poison pills. They're not going to get it passed. Mitch McConnell is even feeling the heat to the point, right? They've got 6 or more GOP that won't sign on to whatever version of it they've got pushed. And 45-year-old said, you should just repeal it and figure out a replacement later. I got to go golfing. Right? No, first I got to insult some people on Twitter, and then I got to go. And Mitch was like, we won't be doing what the president has suggested. Right? He knows. He knows he can't. He knows he can't. What about pounding what we love, Trisha Yeager? You dirty mind. That's between you and your partner, Trisha. We'll just leave that there. And yes, a thumbs up if you like what you see in here, and that has nothing to do with what you were talking about, Trisha. Thank you, Al Walski. I had to get the dick jokes in. Gosh, we got to boost the ratings. Fuck's sake, this is that's the way it goes. Good morning. Morning, Al, by the way. Nice to see you. Booker is ethically a hooker. Yeah, I would. To me, it's obvious Booker wants a career in politics. He looks like a young Hillary, right? I want a career in politics. If that means I'm central, I'm central. If that means I'm liberal, I'm liberal. Whatever I need to be, you tell me. I just want to stay in office. That's really not the kind of politician we want. But if we can use that politician, great. Till we can get rid of them and put somebody in there who's more Bernie-esque, right? That's what we're looking for. We're going to...
Wesley Scott showed up in chat. He's been playing in the dirt. He's going to get you his address.
Wonderful. He's been playing in the dirt? Great. Get me that address. I want you guys to... This is the important part in David Horsey's. So David Horsey's article is about the GOP healthcare bill, which is terrible, and we all know that it's terrible. But there's an important piece of the document that talks about why it's so bad, why they won't negotiate, right? Basically why the GOP is the GOP we have today, which those of us who are old enough, and that would be the majority of the audience here, those of us, including the staff, those of us who are old enough remember what the old GOP used to be like, which was still a bunch of assholes, but they weren't quite this level of asshole. We've gone to a whole new level of assholery where they really don't give a fuck, right? Mm-hmm. They're taking so much money from other interests. They just figure they're invincible, right? It's a whole new level. And what they're allowing to happen with the White House and the fact that we haven't even appointed, if you really added up a list of the incredible bullshit, the cliff we've fallen off democratically from the old Republican to this new crazy ass. They married an insane 5-year-old, and now they woke up in the morning, they're like, fuck, this was a bad idea. Shouldn't have slept with the insane 5-year-old. Got us elected, but fuck, right? And that's really where they are. Here, the reason they're in this spot, though, is because of the Tea Party. The Tea Party. Mm-hmm. The people that we made fun of. I made fun of the Tea Party. I thought they were a bunch of idiots. Every picture I saw that mainstream media showed me of the Tea Party was a bunch of old geezers carrying fake muskets, threatening to go libertarian on everybody, wearing tri-corner hats. I mean, they were presented to be harmless, ineffectual idiots, all right? And they took over the GOP. They brought the GOP, basically, just going to read this little line here. They find themselves in this untenable position because in recent decades, the Republican Party has become tightly harnessed to a militant anti-government ideology that defines compromise with liberals as traitorous, and that punishes GOP elected officials who stray too far from the dogma that government can never do good. As a result, there are only a few brave men and women in the party who remember that Republican has not always been synonymous with belligerent, anarchic libertarianism. That is exactly what the Tea Party represents, or represented at the time. They were called extreme. That is exactly what progressives are doing in the Democratic Party now. And the better part of that is that the Democratic Party is a ghost ship. It doesn't have a direction. It doesn't have leadership. People keep saying Bernie is leader. Bernie is not the leader of the Democratic Party. Bernie's not even a fucking Democrat. And the Democrats, the progressive Democrats, are looking to him for leadership, telling him to leave and go. Well, he's not even. It's like we have an empty vessel with a bunch of ghost leadership that's just kind of floating around, thinking that they're going to keep their jobs. And all we have to
captains,
do... Yeah, what, Marcus?
The captains lock themselves in the officers' mess, in my opinion. It's absolutely a ghost ship, you know?
They did.
You're absolutely right.
It's there for the taking. That's the thing. It's there for and we're doing it. We're doing it all over the place. We see it. That's what's beautiful. It may look terrible, and we're still fighting all the corruptness that we have to fight. But forces are aligning. Progressive forces are aligning. While the Democratic Party treads water, tries to find a message, tries to say, well, we're not Trump, tries to have fundraisers, tries to figure out who to run next. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, really. Right? It doesn't matter. The rest of us, we're getting our shit done. Right? So, it's happening. The Tea Party wouldn't have existed if Dems didn't move to the right. Well, right. I don't know about that. But I agree with you. The Democratic Party of old, all it did was capitulate and bend over and back up and go, okay, that's fine, let's compromise. The Tea Party came in and said, we're not interested in compromising. Compromise is weakness, and we're going to move this direction. Fuck your compromising. Why do you think why do you think the Republican Party did nothing but block for 8 years? Right? That was their new move. There will be no government happening. We're just going to fucking block. and then we're going to blame the other party, and we're going to pay our news people to push that narrative. Right? This is where we're at.
Yeah, and you can see that the Republicans really feel that their pens are on fire, because there was the news a couple of days ago when the Koch brothers gathered around some billionaires and millionaires and politicians, of course, and they were blackmailing them to stop any financial support in the future, or already did it. And this shows that they are fearing, they are pushing that things are done, like the tax. The tax new construction, or the healthcare thingy, which is horrible, that this is done until 2018, because they already know that 2018 Trump with this policy has no chance to survive.
Yep.
And this is why they're pushing so much pressure on them. They are in panic.
Yes, they're in very much a panic.
Well, and I would argue that while we're watching all the shenanigans with Trump, the things are going through and happening just exactly as the Tea Party would want in policy choices, right?
Exactly.
I really do think that he is just a terrific puppet distraction, and
Yes.
there's other agendas being met very happily.
Yep. Even with their reactions, you're right, with the Republican reactions. Oh, that's terrible. Shouldn't have done that. Inappropriate. All right, moving on. That's all it really is. She really shouldn't have said that. Okay, back to raping the country. You know, that's true. If you didn't hate Mitch McConnell, and I do use the word hate, if you didn't hate him before, let's take a look at his Roger Ailes ad for Senator McConnell. It's amazing. He doesn't quite look like a turtle here. It's almost looks human, like before Voldemort went all the way. Here's Mitch's ad talking about health care for everybody and the polio that his parents couldn't barely pay for.
When I was a child and my dad was in World War II, I got polio. I recovered, but my family almost went broke. Today, too many families can't get decent, affordable health care. That's why I've introduced a bill to make sure health care is available to all Kentucky families, hold down skyrocketing costs, and provide long-term care.
You don't have to be a doctor to deliver health care to Kentucky. Senator Mitch McConnell, on the job for Kentucky's future.
And you don't have to be a doctor to take it away. You just have to be controlling of Senate.
What does that even mean?
What?
You don't have to be a doctor.
Faith healing.
He's yes, he's saying that with Mitch McConnell in office, you have the power of legislation to make sure that you're taken care of, which we've seen is exactly what Mitch
Touch the screen. Touch the screen.
Yes. Reach out right now.
Where the hell did that guy go? I don't know, Melissa. You can see his life force has been drained out of his face.
Yeah.
And has caused,
melting.
you know.
Lord,
Yeah, he said Darcy. I know. You don't have to. Yes, the EPA is rolling back drinking water safety, one of those rules, or wants to, because it's impeding business and jobs. Always business and jobs. With that. I don't know what that was. That was a great ad, though. You know, for Mitch, makes him look caring, puts him next to people who are sick in a room like he's actually giving a shit. It's the way it goes. So if you haven't heard, Trump's voter fraud bullshit panel has asked all of the states to turn over all of their voter records. And so far, at least 20 have told them to go fuck themselves. More than half of the states refusing to provide voter data. We've got half states. More added themselves to the list. Arizona apparently is going to partially comply because their dick's that way. I don't know. They don't need your information. I don't even know why they would request that. It's not even normal. And anyway, just another one of those things that our new dictatorship is attempting to do. Remember, ghost ship. It's there. And along the same lines as what we were talking about before, here's the National Rifle Association. This is their new ad. Now there's a lot of talk about this right now. It's pretty frightening, the picture they paint. When I've talked in past episodes about we're on the brink of Civil War 2.0, Well, we have the NRA pushing for it to happen. And they do a really good job of using a great dictator technique of calling the other people they. Basically creating anybody who doesn't agree with our point of view watching this NRA commercial, they're the enemy. They are doing this. They are creating this. This is a call from the NRA to all of their supporters to rise up with their weapons and start a civil war. It's a commercial for the NRA. We're going to watch it now.
They use their media to assassinate real news. They use their schools to teach children that their president is another Hitler. They use their movie stars and singers and comedy shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over and over again. And then they use their ex-president to endorse the resistance, all to make them march, make them protest, make them scream racism and sexism and xenophobia and homophobia, to smash windows, burn cars, shut down interstates and airports, bully and terrorize the law-abiding, until the only option left is for the police to do their jobs and stop the madness. And when that happens, they'll use it as an excuse for their outrage. The only way we stop this, the only way we save our country and our freedom, is to fight this violence of lies with the clenched fist of truth. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
Oh my God.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That had to be parody. That can't be real.
No, that's the NRA.
I mean, oh my.
That's
Who
the
is
NRA.
they?
Who is every
us?
libtard out there. Everybody who doesn't carry a gun and want to walk with the NRA.
Yeah. Unweaponed people are the enemies, you know?
Robert, chill out, NRA. Not everybody can be Rambo every day. I know. But you can see the guy at home. You can see you can just see the testosterone rising in their boner brain, you know? It's just unbelievable. And the amount, Ed Bernays is like proud of that. That wins the Olympics of PR right there. That's
Brand, the NRKKK.
I think this is more or less an invitation for violent people to go out and kill people who are of another opinion.
Wow.
Basically,
what she said connected with the pictures we saw. I think it's outrageous that it's unbelievable.
I know.
In Germany, you would get sued by law for this.
Wow.
I mean, look at they're coming up with the quotes: "A clenched fist of truth." Right? The violence of lies. The violence of lies. Here's the thing about words, though. They don't actually kill people. And yeah, you can argue cases where people have incited other people to kill people with their words. That's a very different type of thing. That's basically manslaughter or murder 2 or 3. Okay? So, yeah, we can talk about that. But, Jesus. It's
one of the
scary.
most disturbing things I've seen in a while.
Yeah. It's frightening. It's really frightening that they're doing this, and they're basically saying the left is violent, the left is wrong, and when the left rises up, it's our turn to pull out our guns and blow them away.
Is this running on like TV? Is this like
I'm
mainstream ad,
guessing
or
it's
is
running?
this?
Well, it already has more than 5.5 million views on this, so does it matter? They're getting
I'm just wondering if this is like a TV ad.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's a TV ad. I mean,
wow.
It's. I haven't seen where it says it's running, but here. Yeah, I don't know where. I'm. Of course, I bet you it runs on Fox. Why wouldn't it? They're big, proud supporters. Yeah. Let me know, anybody who watch. I don't watch a lot of regular television. Let me know if you actually see it running on the screens, or if it's just running on their site or whatnot. It's the bottom line is those that pay attention to the NRA have seen the ad. That's they're getting the update, the notification. They want to know. Yes. It's the duty of the left to rise to the level of success that the right wing has had with PR language campaigns. Right, Poodle Susan. I mean, we're going to have to do our best to do this with words, bigly words, real bigly words, real ones that actually mean what we say they mean, not just like real big, never mind. And we're going to have to, take over our democracy without weapons, because if we attempt to do that, we're giving them their cause. We have now reached that point. If we rise violently, we already know that there's a great bunch of militia people, NRA happy patriots, waiting to shoot libtards. And the NRA has given them an ad saying, you will be a patriot, clenching your fist of truth to silence the words of violence with your weapons. Go forth, big patriot.
Yeah.
I like Bernie's ads much better.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. But I think from the business side, it makes absolutely sense to run such an ad, because the more violent, the more violence, the more chaos, the more the weapon sales will arise.
Yep.
And it's a commercial, yes, but it's very, very bitter.
It's frightening. Bitter? It's very, very pleased. Ha ha ha. German joke. Yeah, I get it.
A German joke.
I had to go there. And look, I haven't even shown you guys the card. Here, I put it in here. There's the card. So we just talked about the NRA wants Civil War 2.0. Portland GOP, just to, I'm telling you, the Portland GOP has partnered with 3% militia to take care of security. That's not too far away from, I mean, that's basically the Republican Party, or the new teabag Republican Party, has contracted with a private army to protect it. What's the next step there? The next step is when that private army with the GOP is doing a parade or a rally or something, and Antifa shows up, or the black blockheads show up, and they get violent. 3% now has all the justification they need to let rounds fly. And we have our Civil War 2.0. Everything is ready. We have matches. We have flammables. we have stuff to combust. I mean, we're ready to go, folks. Everything's dry, everything's tense, it's ready to go. The stage is set, which is exactly what a lot of people in power wanted here, right? This is...
Well, I'm looking at that gal's Facebook page right now, some of the comments that she's getting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. This one guy says, let me say, I wish from this moment forward, no one anywhere should have to get shot. But if someone absolutely has to look down the wrong end of a gun barrel, I hope it is you.
Ooh.
You so richly deserve it. That's from a gentleman named Joe Green, which she shared it. I mean, she shared that on her own page.
Right,
like,
because she's like,
with
see?
with a little peace sign, like.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's the fuel she needs. See, look at how violent they are. They want to kill me. Aren't you guys ready to rise up and kill them first?
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Here's just to say I wasn't making this shit up. Multnomah County Republicans formally allow militia groups to run security, which is a great idea.
Great. That worked great at Altamont.
That's a great idea. Because, those guys, no disrespect meant to militias. Yes, sorry, I can't even pull that off. Every disrespect meant to militias. Go home. Find another fucking hobby, you little boys. Find another way to compensate for your tiny penises. Nobody needs a fucking militia. Go hunting. Do, fishing. But gathering together to play army, that's embarrassing. That's stupid. And it's a reason why we need to improve education in the United States of America. Silly boys. Go home. Fucking idiots. Most of them drink more beer than they play with guns, so they can't even keep up if they had to actually be involved in some kind of an engagement. It's kind of funny. Wesley's, what are you guys talking about? No, nothing can go wrong with that. Not at all, Melissa. Yes, they are hateful. Getting dank saves lives. Nice.
Right on, Trisha.
All right.
Trisha's on today.
Lighter stuff. I thought this was wonderful. Macron, one of the many world leaders that speaks better English than ours, did official Photoshop, and his portrait did an official portrait, obviously the French, portrait for him in the office. And this is his portrait. You can see the opportunity this provides to anybody with any kind of Photoshop skills. All right? I mean, it's just too good.
That background drops out real easy.
It does. And he can be holding anything here. So we have him as Emmanuel. He's the Bond. The name's Macron. Emmanuel Macron. He goes EO, Teletubby. As the Little Mermaid. I thought that was nice. Here, we can make this a little closer. That's good. The Macrox, the Matrix. I can't even Macroy, whatever you want to call that. That one's beautiful.
Yeah.
There, lifting the weights there. I just found out about this fidget spinning bullshit. Didn't even know what this is, but there he is as a fidget spinner.
No clue.
Yeah, I'm still not sure, really, Marcus. It's like a top for adults. There he is in Blessed Pulp Fiction, Pulp Macron.
Like the foosball one.
Macron's heart will go on. There he is with the Captain America, or Captain French. Forget Captain America. That's got to be the best.
That's my favorite one.
Foosball, anyone. Come on, Marcus. You're a fan, right?
Come on, scroll down a little bit more so we can see his little pants down.
No, it's a sock.
It's
really
a
socks. No, it's a socks.
But it definitely looks like for him, they just pulled his pantsuit down so he could play soccer in his shorts. or he's about to do some pole spinning. Anyway, that's
okay. Thank you. That was a good giggle.
In other countries, they're having fun with their prez. We're trying to get rid of ours as fast as possible, unless you're MAGA, in which case you truly believe that he's still doing a good job. Dan, we'll just leave it at that. I had to contrast, so here's what our prez is doing. Playing golf again. I believe in New Jersey where all the parks are closed. Maybe you guys can go have your 4th of July picnic on his golf course. Pick a green. I mean, I gotta say this. We really own the parks. Just go crash the park.
I'm going to be working for you. I'm not going to have time to go play golf.
I love golf. I think it's one of the greats, but I don't have time.
Honestly, Obama ought to get off the golf course.
From the douche in chief.
And in his case, I have to say it would be better if he stayed on the golf course.
Yes.
Forever.
We've all asked him to stay there. Please, stay there. Please, quit. Vicente Fox, just quit, Donald. Right? He's wonderful. And everybody in the chat says, can we have him? Can he come run? Like, not that he did a great job with Mexico either, right? But whatever. He's not the douchebag that Don is. He's just not. And Vicente would be funny. He'd be like, legalizing weed now. He'd get it all done. Right? More reason why we need to just ignore what the Democratic Party is doing, the Democratic meaning the leadership, the DCCC, whoever the hell they are, and the DNC at the top, ignore their campaign. John Ossoff, remember the John Ossoff campaign, and remember the fact that he was their candidate. He ended up being the establishment candidate, and Bernie kind of knew this from the beginning, right? And he lost. Mm-hmm. And remember, after the campaign, I was like, one of the reasons they lost is because they hammered us with, give us money, give us money, give us money, and we saw contradicting information. Right? First it was he's behind, then he's ahead, then he's losing, and then he's got more money, less money, he's going to win, he's not going to win, and nobody knew. It was like, gosh, okay, you guys, enough. It's like, just totally just sloshed us with money grabs. And I didn't get any of the emails because I didn't sign up for any of the campaign notifications, but those that did, or those that were already on the Democratic rolls, you know, maybe I got some, didn't look at them, but they pounded the emails too. And this is their strategy. They're not going to change their strategy. In this article, it talks about how the DCCC was like, this is a great idea. We're just going to pound the shit out of them in all of the emails we can and see what happens. And it worked to some extent with Ossoff, but not really what they had hoped. They raised money. They did. But what they don't realize, or what some people realize, but not the fossils that are running the old establishment within the Dem Party, it's turn and burn, and they don't care. And this article talks to some people who ran for the money organization for the Sanders campaign, and that was the difference. Basically, you're looking at sales. You're trying to get people to buy you or buy into your message. You need their money. You need to get money from them. So you have to sell them the promise of change, of hope, of whatever it is. And that's where that's your email sales, what you're doing there, right there. All right. You can do sales in many different ways, but there's generally two kinds of sales. There's turn and burn. I want to get your money. I'm not going to really be too concerned about down the road. I'm not really concerned about our relationship either. I just hope that you understand that I'm going to take your money and go do some good with it. Have a nice day. Right? That's turn and burn. Usually turn and burn ends up in a short-term investment with no long-term value, because there's no reason for that person to either want to invest again or want to come back around or stay tuned or anything like that, which, if you're a salesperson, is dumb. Why would I not want to nurture a relationship with that person so I could sell them a lot more things and get a lot more of their money down the road? Not because I'm a dick, but because we're in a relationship. I want to improve things. I need their money to improve things, to stay in office to improve things, right? Or to elect new people to get in office to improve things. It's a relationship here. But I got to sell you that idea of change. And in order to do that, if I'm a good salesperson, I'm going to build a relationship with you. And that means I'm going to listen. And listen some more, and then I'm going to do some talking, and then I'm going to do some listening, and then I'm going to do some talking. I'm going to show you something for the effort, right? That's what the Sanders campaign did, and the Sanders campaign was very successful at raising money this way, because they didn't just slam us 24/7 with, pay us, pay us, pay us, pay us, pay us. They gave us results. They worked with us. They listened to us. Bernie was out there. He was doing what he needed to do. The campaign was in touch. The DCCC has no intention of doing any kind of campaigning that way, and they've said this. In this article, they state, well, we recognize that some people think it's a bad idea to just turn and burn, but it's been effective for us, and we're just going to keep doing it because that's what we're going to keep doing. So they won't be changing their tactics. They've not been doing well with the money. Quarterly wise, it's not been going well, right? Where before it was, it's not now. And I don't think they realized how much of that was from the Bernie push anyway, right? They had the Bernie bump. So we're not giving our money to these people anymore. We've learned we can operate our campaigns for our candidates completely separate from them. And that's what we're doing. The groups that I was talking about, I'm working with 4 different groups now who want to put candidates in office, who want to bring more people into the Democratic Party. And, all of them have different individual goals, and some are more progressive than other groups. Some are just focused on specific things as opposed to an overall solution for the Democratic Party. But all of them want to remove the people in the party right now that are functioning like the DCCC. So we don't all have to agree to the same exact code. We can all work together to make the greater change, and then we can deal with the details once we have some sane people in office. It's just unbelievable the arrogance of the establishment party to think that they can just continue to do the same thing and that it's going to work. Right? Bye Barbara. Exactly. I know I hope we get rid of her. They took a poll though of some group
they're talking about Barbara Bartleson, who's leaving chat.
Oh, bye Barbara, yes. But that Barbara too. Anyway, yes.
For a moment.
Bye Barbara, in a good way. In a good way. See what happens when I look over. That's terrible.
See you, Barbara.
Anyway. Oh, that's hilarious. You guys are having a great conversation in there. I'm not even paying attention. What's going on in chat? Anything interesting?
Oh, sorry. I was actually over on Twitter.
No.
We're mostly saying goodbye to Barbara, it seems, in chat.
Yes, Doc. Germany has legalized gay marriage. We talked about that, wondering why it took them so long. And Angela Merkel is being one of the factors there.
The Conservative Party and I think Angela Merkel's background as a priestess daughter. And it was for a long time here in discussion, and in public the voices are there's no much surprised or angry about it. It is normal for us, and I said it was time here. The majority, I think about 75%, said it was finally time. You know?
Absolutely, I was surprised. I thought it had been done like in the 80s, and you were waiting on us. You know. That's seriously.
It was not that it was forbidden, but it was the question was the equal rights regarding laws, adoption laws, etc. Or if your husband dies or your wife dies, who gets a rent, who gets the money from the husband, from the partner, you know.
Right.
All this is now fixed, you know, and this was very important to do.
Nice. And well, and conversely, Texas, pretty sure it was Texas. I was reading this. Just announced that same-sex couples do not get the same protections and provisions under marriage in terms of at the death, like with taxes and health care and all that stuff, as hetero marriage. So they're like, okay, you can get married, but we're not going to treat you equally under that marriage with the rest of our laws because we're dicks. So at least it sounds like Germany worked it all right in there at the top level. Hey, we were talking about Cory. Cory Booker will pause fundraising from Big Pharma because it arouses so much criticism.
Arouses?
Yes.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I know, isn't it? Hooker
That's
Booker.
Some carefully worked out phrasing there.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Anyway, Cory, what are you going to do? You just want to keep your job, baby. We know.
Yeah.
We know. Strut that stuff. Do what we say.
Yeah,
so we talked about this yesterday. Here's the video. Nina Turner took over in Our Revolution. Jeff Weaver, who I still like. Jeff Weaver's a good guy. Nothing wrong with Jeff Weaver, all right? But I'm glad to see Nina taking over the role because I think she's going to be a little more heavy-handed. Nina won't take any shit. Nina's a good, inspirational leader. She'll be out there doing things. So I think this is good. Let's listen to what she has to say. Yeah, I don't know, Wesley Scott. I don't know what the word pause. I won't be taking pharmaceutical money now. And once I've secured my election or whatever I'm going for and reached a different place, I will be taking that money. Hopefully you won't find out. But if you do, I will pause again should criticism arise. I think that's what that means. Pretty sure that's like an alcoholic going, well, look, I only drink on the weekends. I'm not just Monday through Friday, I don't drink. I only drink on the weekends. I'm not an alcoholic. That's basically what Cory's saying. It's like, I'm 2 years straight, I'm not going to drink. And then I'm going to drink. But even then, it's not going to be, I'm not going to drink a lot. It's just going to be a little bit, right? Okay, Corey. Okay. You let me know when you're ready to face that truth, your addiction. Here's Nina.
Hello, Our Revolution. This is Nina Turner. I am so excited. Today is the day that I become the president of this wonderful organization and have the opportunity with you to take us to the next level. Our revolution is about what the senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders, said, preached, and did all along, not only the campaign trail, but throughout his life, in trying to create an America that is good, that is just, for everybody. And we are a part of that revolution. And it is because of his courage that we are here today with hundreds of affiliates across the country standing up boldly and proudly as progressives trying to push our nation forward. And we've already done so much great work across this country, winning elections from Jackson, Mississippi to Virginia to California and every other place in between. We are just getting started, but it is because of you that we are continuing to feel the burn. And we are doing this not just for ourselves, but for generations yet unborn. You know, it was President Nelson Mandela who once said, "It always seems impossible until it is done." And so I want you to take those words as the foundation point of all the great things that we will do together from this point and into the future, that it always seems impossible until it is done. Change in this country, and dare I say the world, does not happen by the wheel of the grass tops. It happens by the wheel of the grassroots, and that is you. So with these hands, we will continue to rise.
Okay. Whatever you say, Nina, I will listen to you. You and Bernie, whatever you say, I will do it. I will. You guys are cracking me up. You guys are this, I don't know. I haven't seen the top of this conversation. But if I flip this up, all right, we got Wesley Scott says, Tina Turner, Nina Turner, right? And I'm like, that makes, I mean, they're, very similar, fiery women. If you're going to put a musical talent to the politician, that's fine. Metalhead above that, Booker, Limp Bizkit. Perfect. I don't know how you guys, that's just beautiful. Oh man, David Horsey, you don't watch the show. In my imagination, you do, and you get this message, and it is that you give us the politicians as their rock and roll double, because that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. Limp Bizkit is exactly who Cory Booker is. It doesn't.
He could be Milli Vanilli too. Give him a wig.
Yeah. But we need two of them. They were a double, right? So we get.
Oh, both faces.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, moving on. Yeah, we talked about the government shutdown of Jersey. There's a list of the state parks and forests that you're not allowed to access, apparently. One of them is not the golf course that Trump's at. I suggest you all go there. Go there. If this article will pull... Here's our liberal, ultra-liberal, violent liberal governor, Kate Brown. Do you see the violence coming out of her words? Where is your clenched fist, patriot? Is it up your ass? I'm trying to get this to scroll nice. This is... It's not scrolling nice. Okay, look, the whole idea was to show you the picture in the headline. They passed this legislation that basically provides the rights to basically, by 2020, you workers have to see a schedule 2 weeks in advance. You can't just drop a new schedule on them. I think that's great, and it's cool, and I'm glad they did it, and I'm surprised those provisions weren't in there in the first place. I mean, everybody expects to have a schedule delivered ahead of time so they can kind of plan their lives. It also added some things to say that they couldn't do this on-call thing, right? But they just asked their employees to be on call all the time so that whenever they feel like, they'd be like, oh, we need you to come in. Can you come in? Because that's not really good for lives. That's just an employer being dick. However, the Republicans signed on to this bill because there was a loophole or bypass for certain industries, warehouse and otherwise, that say, oh, we absolutely need to schedule that way for our business. So tell me what the fuck the point of this law is. I mean, I get it. It's a good law, and I'm sure I'm missing some of the details, and I'm sure it will improve lives. But you allowed a loophole so that there are other businesses be like, no, but that's how we schedule it. We make sure people can do it. And maybe there's legitimate reasons for that. It just seems like a typical establishment Democratic legislation. We're going to put this in place. It looks good, but there's a loophole to allow the Republicans to go around it anyway, and all of our friends to go around it regardless, as long as they classify themselves as one of these businesses that fits under this. There we go. The people think we improve things. Everybody says we improve things. Actually, in the end, it doesn't sound like we did, if not all businesses have to comply in some way. Maybe I'm missing a point. Hey, Chad Lupkes or Justin Bryce or somebody out there who's more involved with government, Larry Taylor. Maybe I'm missing. I'd love to know. It just seems like we could. This is what I'm talking about putting progressive legislation in place, not legislation in place. It's possible. Other nations do better. Other nations do way better. Germany does better. Germany. They liked techno. They liked David Hasselhoff, although Markus claims that was only for a period of time.
Only a certain minority which doesn't know what music really is supports David Hasselhoff. But I don't know there that much.
Do you think that there will be a resurgence in David Hasselhoff, the God in Germany, with the new Baywatch being released and those things? Do you think?
I'm not even sure if the people are interested to hear about David Hasselhoff.
No, not anymore. Well, now that you have YouTube back, you can see him that way all the time. So.
Yes, I could, but I would not.
All right.
That was a reference to Darcy just said sprockets, and that just made me laugh.
Oh, jeez. I don't even get the reference. Was that what he?
No, sprockets. So that was the German band on Saturday Night Live with the sprockets, and they did kind of the.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What was in reference to? I just laughed the way he typed it.
Oh, I don't even remember. Jeffrey says, I sent John the LNG pipeline in Oregon link. Thank you. Yeah, I heard they're working on a pipeline. Did they pass that? They were talking about doing a pipeline at somewhere. There were two places I knew of. In Coos Bay. Please tell me they voted that shit down. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. We don't even use the gas. Natural gas is a problem here because rural Oregon loves it. It's cheap, and I don't want it. Nobody wants it. I say this all the fucking time. That's a big problem here. We have bigger problems, though. Honestly, we have bigger problems. Like, they just redid the climate data. We'll talk about that. This unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. Maybe somebody could show Scott Pruitt the data that they just redid and hand it over to his red and blue teams, and they can use that and skip ahead. Maybe. Rome's burning for many reasons. If you're a Catholic, it's on fire because their third highest ranking cardinal, whatever the fuck he is, just got busted for being a pedophile fuck. Because when you repress human beings like that and you tell them it's okay and you hide your shit, I mean, who did he confess to? Anyway, not only that, but Rome's fountains run dry as the heat wave sparks exceptional drought across Italy. I was looking up the temperature, and it was 40-something in Celsius, Markus, which turned out to be 101 in Fahrenheitness. And that's pretty hot there for Rome, I would think.
Oh, yeah. And doesn't look good for the future.
No, it does not. The Pakistan number we talked about yesterday, the 129.2 degrees. I saw Bill McKibben post today on Twitter about that and said with the humidity index added, it's 140 plus degrees. That's fucking insane. Human beings can't survive that prolonged. Just can't survive that in general. I mean, there's 1.1.
Aren't you supposed to be able to put a coin in a fountain in Rome, which means you'll return? So if they can't do that, then tourism is really going to suffer.
I don't know if it was that fountain. I think the big tourist fountain was fine. It's the little. They have street fountains everywhere. They have these little street fountains that spew out water onto their feet and stuff, and that's the fountains they're talking about. They shut that system down because they didn't have enough. But yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about, the main one that everybody goes to. I saw an estimate of the amount of money in that the other day. Not a bad haul.
Yeah.
What, Julia? John, I sure hope someone else stopped that. Stop what? Yes, they are, John. The Earth's problems are our most natural, our most, I get. I missed what it was. Oh, the LNG. I hope somebody stopped that. Me too. I don't know. I think they did. Anyway, so you got Rome burning for a couple of different reasons. You got that city with the temperature, with the humidity index of 140, 1.1 million people. It wasn't just some like dirt village in the middle of nowhere. 1.1 million people were sitting in that heat. How long do you think 1.1 million people are going to live there? Not long. Not long. Here's what makes it even worse. For a long time, climate deniers and the 3% of scientists that have been paid to go along with climate deniers have said that the data that we use, the ground data and the air data, or whatever that they've used to compile these climate models, have been inaccurate. And so all of our numbers and figures and everything are off, and we really don't have that much to worry about. Well, all the scientists got together, and now we have all sorts of points. They use points from multiple points to atmosphere, space, satellite information, ground information. They've got it all now. We've been doing this for decades. So the science around climate science has had to really improve a lot so that we can point to these ignorant fucks that we're telling the truth here. Not doesn't really matter. They're about greed. Anyway, the new version is worse. 30% worse. Worse. That you want accuracy? Here it is. What you can see in this, if it actually runs it, there you go. There's the old version, 3.3 trend. And in a minute, there's the new version. Notice how much more red there is. Really, that's all you have to do as an American. Look at the red. Right? There's the old one. There's the 4.0. And then we should see the 4.4 when it shows up. It's not really being all that accurate. There you go. Anyway, more red, folks. Less red, more red. Okay. When I read the article the other day that said we have until 2020 to really get our shit together if we're going to even have a chance of beating the Paris Climate Agreement numbers, and the Paris Climate Agreement numbers don't mean dick anyway because the rate of acceleration, here's proof. Proof. Things are so much more worse than the scientists thought. And because deniers said it's not as bad as you think, they said, let's go back and redo everything even more accurate. And now they're like, fuck. So, MAGA. I say MAGA because every time I go on Twitter and I look at something that's going on that's, in the name of climate or in the sense of decency or for the purpose of real democracy, there's always a MAGA that's saying something dumb about it, right? Libtards, and I know we can't be violent. We're not supposed to be the violent ones. We can't be the violent ones. But man, I'm so excited about natural selection with climate change. So excited. I really think we should mount a program. We should mount a program to sell them all coastal properties. Just sell them all. Live Patriot land. We can call it Patriot land. Sell them the whole coast. Just leave them there. I think we should do that. Here's Michigan trying to do something decent. I think this is the mayor, the governor. Again, there's this underwater pipeline apparently that is no, he's an attorney. I'm sorry, Michigan attorney Bill Schutt, I don't know how to pronounce his name, called for a comprehensive plan today for the closure of Line 5, a 645-mile petroleum pipeline that runs under the Straits of Mackinac. Always amazes me that somebody thought it was a good idea to do that anyway. We're talking about a body of water. It's utilized by lots of people. We have a massive pipeline, runs 645 miles, and it carries liquid natural gas and petroleum, raw, crude petroleum, which is a toxin. Right? Those aren't healthy things. They're toxins. Well, it's just whatever. Push them through the water. It's okay. It's been the reason is because this pipeline's been unmonitored. It's leaking because they don't monitor that shit. They don't give a fuck. We're investing in our infrastructure, but once we've invested in it, it's okay if it rots and falls apart. We don't give a fuck. I don't know if that. No, Brom. Rome was not 129.2. Rome was 101. A city in Iran was 129.2. Rome, you're okay. Iran, no. Don't go to Iran. Go throw a coin in a fountain in Rome. Don't go to Iran at all. Right now. Not the best time. No, really. Although
there's no gelato in Iran.
No.
So.
No. Really. You know the weirdest I didn't say this about the gun. Well, you saw it in the clip. Gun sales in the United States are down right now. I am surprised. I really am. Now, gun sales for minorities, for black owners, way up. That I do know. But overall, gun sales are down. Everybody got enough? There are enough guns in this country for everybody. Everybody. Even those who don't. There are plenty of guns around me that I could be given a gun or two. Nobody would even know they were missing. That's how many guns are owned already by the citizens of the United States. More guns than any MAGA could ever carry in his hands or feet, whatnot. Anyway, we've got this is some cool stuff. Remember Tesla with his awesomeness Tesla. I keep saying Tesla. Elon Musk, because he's kind of like the 21st century embodiment of Tesla, really. And he picks cool names for companies. So he released all of his patents. Right? Here's how we did the battery tech. Here's how we did the electric tech, the motors and everything. Take them. Beat me. That was really his statement. He's like, help me make a better world. Here's my tech. You don't have to do a bunch to figure it out. Just read the goddamn blueprints and see if you can make a better vehicle. That's the kind of person I want leading nations, right? And whatever he's got, not perfect. Tesla's not perfect, and I know there's issues at his factories. Either way, this is a competitor to Elon Musk's Tesla. It's a solar-powered vehicle. I don't know. We're going to watch this video. I think this is pretty damn cool.
Earth, our beautiful little planet. A place to live, to discover, to travel. As humans, we have always loved to move around. For thousands of years, we've done it using the energy that Mother Nature gave us. We discovered that we could go further and faster by digging up and burning what nature had created. And now, we travel the planet like never before. The total distance we cover each year using fossil fuels is just over 9.5 trillion kilometers, 1 light year. Our goal is to let people travel the same distance using only the power of nature, before the year 2035. We set out to develop a car that directly uses nature's biggest source of energy, the sun. It is here today, tomorrow, and it will be here forever. As pioneers in this field, we have been building prototypes for years, with great success. And now, it's time for the giant leap. Traveling the distance of a light year, using only solar energy. That is our mission.
All right. I hadn't actually seen the commercial yet. I was waiting, which I do with a lot of these videos, and I was really hoping to see more of the car.
Yeah.
Let me see if this is a different... There's 2 clips in here. This one's got a little more view of the vehicle. Let's run this one. It's just a little bit more...
Yeah.
Here. I don't think there's any audio on it, but it's just got different clips.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it is. Clean lines. I like that. The solar panels on the back. My guess is all of that is just graphics. There's nothing really built yet. But that's cool.
People are saying it doesn't show the car. Well, it's because this is in development. This is a artist's rendering, guys.
Well, right. I mean, I was hoping they were a little more far. I was hoping they were farther along and actually had something like in prototype mode. They want it to look like that. If they say they can make it look like that, I'm all in. I'm all in.
I guess it's a completely computer animation and not even the parts are existing in reality.
But that's what they want it to look like. Between the prototype model that they showed on the track, there's a long way to go between that and this. So let's hope they can bridge that gap, because that's anyway. Why is it in the dark? Because they don't have a lot to show you right now. That's why. Anyway, I like the idea of an all-solar car. This is a really cool. This is nothing for nothing. This is just for fun because we need something fun to watch.
Okay.
Did you see this already, Laura?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I just want something fun.
All right. Yeah. It's just because there's a lot of heavy shit going down, and because we need better distractions than 45-year-old. We really do. Right? He's not a good distraction. Here's a distraction. This is a great distraction. This is a gorilla taking a bath.
I have seen this.
Who goes flash dance.
This is awesome. All he needs is a lever to pull from the ceiling to have water splash down.
Yes.
He's a maniac.
Or I look at that and I go, how did you feel when Bernie Sanders announced? I danced like that gorilla. That was it.
That's good.
That was awesome. I mean, just whatever expression it was a beautiful expression. Are we on time? Jesus, I don't even have a story for Kraftwerk, for fuck's sake. This is a short show today. Be on time.
It's German. Let's get Markus to give the story.
Well, he picked the song. I'm like, normally I ask him about it and talk about it, and
Yeah, and I think I did you a favor, John, and I was very surprised that you said you don't know Kraftwerk, because for you as a tech nerd and a technical guy, I think it was clear that you would love this song and you would know them. But okay,
my bad.
You don't know Kraftwerk?
Listen, I explained this to everybody. Well, I'll explain this to Markus, not everybody. Explain this to you. I know. I mean,
what I get for being late.
Yes. Everybody in the green room really. Listen, I remember their name in the 80s-ish. I was listening to different things back then. I wasn't really much into techno after 85, 86. I went all down into metal and prog, and that was, I went to the dark side there. So, don't know Kraftwerk that well, and my nerdiness really didn't show up until later. So that's why, that's it. Are they German, or they just sound German?
They are German. As a matter of fact, they are coming from my town.
Oh,
and
really?
They're from Düsseldorf, yes.
And they were formed in 1969, so that's why. Yeah.
They were formed in 1969, and I think they are still touring somehow. And
somehow,
they have. Because it's not so easy with the equipment. It's not that you have a drum and a bass and a guitar and so on, and some PA. It's a little bit more complicated for them, as you will see. And I chose a song, I think it's the most famous song of them. It's We Are the Robots, and it's a live version. I don't know where they performed it, but it's the long extended version. It's about 7 minutes, 23 seconds, and I'm not the complete techno guy, but I don't hate it. There are some good tracks about it, and Kraftwerk are the pioneers of electronic music and techno, and they are the godfathers. And I think we should have them on the show, because we never played a techno song here, and I think we should cover all different musical genres and as much as we can. And this is a part for the techno music section, you know. And that's for Kraftwerk.
All right, expanding our musical horizons with German techno music.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, everybody. Thank you, Laura Livengood, for being with us today.
Thank you. See you, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Have a great 4th of July weekend and enjoy the holidays. And see you back on Tuesday. And you, Laura, on Saturday, I hope.
Yes.
And
Tuesday's a holiday, so if we're doing a show on 4th of July, I'll be there.
Okay. I don't know.
Great.
Yes. The Independence Day version.
4th of July, Independence Day big show. We'll do it.
Okay. That's cool. All right.
Yahoo.
We'll do it. Maybe we'll eat bugs. Who knows?
Tell me before.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here with this song, but I just do want to bounce up to something I saw in chat, and it was Poodle Susan saying, "I'm gonna hold my tongue about dancing gorilla. People don't understand we're living in the dark ages." If you're talking in relation to zoos and treatment of animals in general, absolutely agreed. I'm gonna separate and compartmentalize that from the dance. I agree with you there. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk more about that on another show because they're doing a movie about P.T. Barnum and the circus, and I'm a little. I'm not sure about that one. They're whitewashing it, looks like to me. Anyway, Kraftwerk, German techno. See you guys on Tuesday. Have a parade or do something this weekend. Unless you're in New Jersey. Sorry, guys.
Я твой слуга, я твой работник.